Amazon private label selling has had a very big secret behind the best way to succeed long term, and almost every video on YouTube glazes right past it like it's some sort of easy task in the grand scheme of the business. But I'm going to break down the biggest reason most sellers can't get their products to sell as many units as they want once they're actually live on the Amazon platform. But first, I want to give you an analogy to think about. Imagine you decided to start a brand new career as a fishing boat captain today, and you set out on the ocean to catch some deep sea fish. The first thing you'll probably realize is that the ocean is absolutely massive, and you have no idea where to start looking for the kind of fish you want. Also, do you even know what kind of fish you're looking for or what bait you should use to catch the fish in that particular spot? This fishing metaphor is pretty much exactly what it feels like for new sellers trying to find products to sell on the big blue ocean of Amazon FBA. They can't figure out what products to sell, how to sell them, or who is even buying them. I would say the biggest area of overwhelm for Amazon sellers is in the product selection process because there are literally millions of products to pick from on Amazon. How could you possibly figure out where to start? The good news is I'm going to cover these topics in this video that will show you how to reduce your field of search, narrow in on what you should be looking into, and how to know what your products really mean to the people you're trying to sell your goods to. Basically, I'm going to tell you where to fish, how to fish, and what bait to use in order to get some nibbles on your hook. Because you cannot succeed long-term on Amazon if you don't know how to attract the right customers, and they aren't going to come to your products if you don't offer them exactly what they want, when they want it, and how they want to see it. If you have any questions during the video, please make sure to put a comment down below and I will personally answer it for you. In order to understand how you'll choose the right product, you need to solve a big question for yourself. Who do you want to serve? Well, the foundation is actually you. Now, the biggest reason you're confused about product selection is because you haven't narrowed down your niche. You're just looking at basically any product you can think of or that you've kind of run some numbers for and you see if they can make some money for you. The harsh reality is that if you're thinking about a product, then there are certainly thousands of other sellers who've thought about that same product, which means it's probably already quite competitive. You need to start to think about the brand that you want to create first so you can find products that will serve an ideal client. This is most easily done by figuring out more about yourself. What kind of products do you regularly use? What kind of hobbies or interests do you have? What are you passionate about? And are there products being sold on Amazon within that interest? The answer to the question of who do you want to serve is you and others like you. Then you just have to pick your lane and your niche. This is the basis of branding. Here are some key reasons to build a brand. First, it helps you create clarity and focus about what you're going to pick for your products. Next, it saves you time and money, and that's because you won't have a bunch of different products just being sold all over the place, and you won't have to build a new logo, new branding, new packaging, all that stuff each time you launch a new product. Next, it gives you a key differentiator from your competition, because if you show that you are a legitimate brand with key knowledge in your niche, you'll give yourself a better reputation than your competitor. Having a great brand will also help you expand globally faster if that's something you want to do, because you'll already have the assets ready to start selling in international markets. Probably the most important reason to build a brand is that you're building a long-term sellable asset. This is something that we can talk about when you have an exit strategy, but the only possible way you can actually sell your business is if you have a brand, because other people who have businesses will see your brand as the asset, not your experience and skills. Most customers buy products from brands that they resonate with, and that even includes Amazon shoppers. They associate the brand with their own identity, and that's a key factor in the decision-making process for someone. Just think about your own shopping habits. Would you rather buy from a brand that you identify with, or just the cheapest product on the first page? Here are some byproducts of great branding. First, you know exactly what products to research. As I mentioned, you don't get distracted with fad products or what everyone else is doing. Next, you launch faster with clear goals. You create great listings with confidence, and you can cross-sell to your audience. Also, your marketing becomes way easier, and again, you do save time and money by not having to create more brands, logos, names, all that stuff every single time you launch a product. But how do you know if you have a great brand, though? Answer some of these questions and see how many no's you come back with. First, do you know who exactly is your target customer? Next, do you know their emotional and rational needs for your products or for products like yours? Is your messaging consistent across all communication? Emails, website, listing, packaging, everything. Does your brand name reflect the needs of your customer? Literally everybody thinks that they have to come up with some sort of nonsensical, like Google-like name where it doesn't really mean anything and then hopefully it will mean something later. But you really want to actually attach something that's meaningful to your customer right away. And that's really important because if you don't identify with them right away, they'll just look to the next competitor. Does your logo, font, colors, packaging, listing, and imagery speak to your ideal client in a way that makes them want to actually think of you as an authority? Would your ideal client buy your whole range of products? If you answered no to one or more, you probably haven't created a great brand. Let's break down some key concepts of branding. The first thing I want you to understand is that branding is your online reputation at a glance. A name, symbol, design that is easily identifiable. That's what you want for branding. You want to be able to make a memorable impression on your target audience or your target customer. It also helps ensure your customers know what to expect from you right away, right? Or your company right away. It distinguishes you from your competition. It helps clarify what it is that you offer that makes you the better choice. And it gives you a true representation of who you are as a business. With branding, being consistent and professional across all platforms is key. Whether it's packaging, images, social media, or Amazon, you need to have consistent logos, images, colors, fonts, everything like that wherever possible. There are a few core elements of a great brand. First, a mission statement. Why do you exist and who do you serve? Next, a company vision. What do you actually want to achieve? Third, a positioning statement, knowing your ideal client and what your brand stands for. You'll also have products or services you serve the same ideal client from your positioning statement. And you also have brand assets that visually convey all these clearly at a glance. Now, you want to convey your mission statement, company vision, and positioning statement on your products and services with your packaging, images, and all that stuff. You don't have to physically say, this is our mission, this is this, but it should be kind of clear by the way you write, by the way that you create packaging, images, all that stuff. Jeff Bezos actually had a really good quote. He said, a brand for a company is like a reputation for a person. So here's a branding example. This comes from Nike. Their mission statement is to bring inspiration and motivation to every athlete in the world. So the athlete has an asterisk, and then they say, if you have a body, you're an athlete. And here's more about the brand identity. They have a slogan, it's just do it. They have a logo, it's a swoosh. That swoosh is supposed to imitate being fast and the sound that the air makes as you run by somebody. So already you have a clearer idea of what that brand is standing for. The first thing that you think of is maybe speed or confidence or athleticism, something like that. The brand personality that they've come up with is exciting, spirited, cool, innovative, athletic, and aggressive. The emotional benefits are feeling stylish, athletic, healthy, and trendy. Do you see how this feeds into what people want when they actually get Nike shoes or Nike apparel, and vice versa? What kind of people that Nike is kind of serving their products to? And then they also have different types of athletes. Remember, they say anybody with a body is an athlete. So they have to actually pick the athlete that they're choosing for specific products. But as an overall brand, they're still talking about athletes, right? Each different sport and each level of experience becomes a sub-user of their overall main ideal client, athletes. So they can sell track spikes for performance athletes in the track and field niche. And they're not going to sell those shoes to everybody, but they're going to sell it to those specific niche audiences within their larger audience niche. Then they have running shoes for recreational runners. They even changed the slogan slightly for each one. Their slogan says, anticipate greatness for performance athletes. And then in the other one, they say, find your greatness for recreational runners. Nike can still market different styles of products to different levels of athletes, but their identity stays the same. I want you to understand that because when you think of your own products and your own brand, you'll have the ability to sub-niche your entire brand later. But right now, I want you to have to think about this whole brand first. So remember this phrase, people buy identity, not products. Let's take some quick actions right now. Think about the brands that you identify with. Type in the comments below 3 reasons why you buy products from one of those brands. Also, on a sheet of paper, write down a list of your interests that you're passionate about. Not passionate about anything? You have 2 options. A, dig deeper to find your passion, or B, don't start a business. And I'm not joking when I say this. If you are not passionate about doing something or creating something, you're likely not going to create a successful business. So you might as well stop now. Either find your passion or don't start a business. That's the bottom line between what makes a brand successful or not. Now let's move on to developing the key elements of your brand to help you find what products you want to sell. Remember that your brand identity is 3 things. 1, your mission statement, why you exist and who you serve. 2, your company vision, what you want to achieve and when. And 3, your brand positioning statement, which has your ideal client and what your brand stands for. So let's create them right now. When it comes to a mission statement, it's always best if you're solving a real problem, which shouldn't be hard because there are a lot of problems to solve in the world, even if they're just overcoming the mundane challenges of modern living. The problems your brand solves should be specific to the reason it was created in the first place. For example, your brand could be started by an elderly woman to serve other elderly women with mobility issues who want a social life and be the center of attention for the right reasons. They want to be attractive, they want to be fun, and maybe they don't want to be worried about their medical issues. Or another example would be a real-life home cook creating products that make sense for other home cooks who want to get in and out of the kitchen with less effort, but still make quality, healthy meals. The mission statement doesn't have to be long and drawn out. All you have to do is answer why do you exist and who do you serve for the mission statement. Let's break down those examples a little bit more. In the one started by an elderly woman to serve other elderly women with mobility issues, it specifically says to serve other elderly women with mobility issues. Then it defines the more specific type of elderly woman it is serving by saying that they want to have a social life and be the center of attention for the right reasons. That's the why. So who and why. That's all you got to put down in your mission statement. And for the home cook one, it's for other home cooks who want to get in and out of the kitchen with less effort, with the last part being the why, to make quality meals, right? So who and why. The company vision may not be something you fully comprehend up front, but all you need to understand is what do you want to achieve and when do you want to achieve it? This could be different for you, but let's just go ahead and use that elderly woman mobility issues brand as an example. So here we go. We want to create a trusted and profitable brand that our customers rave about, and we want them to understand that we are one of them. So if you aren't an elderly woman with mobility issues trying to live a more active lifestyle, then this is not the brand for you. We want to help 100,000 elderly women enjoy their hobbies, whether it's cooking, card playing, sewing, or whatever they do in a fun and safe way. Now that we got the why we exist, we can add our when do we want to achieve our goal. We want to achieve this goal within our first 5 years of business, meaning this brand wants to have 100,000 customers in their first 5 years. That is actually possible. It's a good goal to have. So their business is trying to help 100,000 elderly women enjoy their hobbies, and they want to do that within 5 years. That's essentially the why and the when. And that's really all you need to apply in order to get a company vision. You don't have to have sales goals forecasted out for each year or anything like that. Just get something on paper for now, and it'll help you start to kind of focus on what you want to achieve, especially with the who you want to serve and why and when and all that good stuff. Now, I want to be clear right now because I don't want you to think that you have to get a brand, trademark it, wait for all that stuff to be done in order to start finding products. What I want you to do is just have all this very clear in your head so that way you can narrow your focus on the products that will actually serve the ideal client. Now that you have a great idea of all the core elements of your brand, you'll create a brand positioning statement to really cement the identity of your brand. These are the key elements of a brand positioning statement. First is your ideal client. This is a concise summary of who your ideal client is, their attitudes, values, and beliefs. Then you have a market definition, which is basically the category that your brand is competing in and how you fit in it. The important part there is how you fit into the category. Third is the brand promise, which is what are the most important practical and emotional benefits to your ideal client. Lastly, you need to give your ideal client reasons to believe in your brand. What is the most compelling evidence that your brand will deliver on its promises? Let's go ahead and walk through an example of a brand positioning statement so you can wrap your head around this idea. So I'm just going to give you an example. We're going to walk through it, and then I'll show you what it actually looks like on Amazon. So the ideal client of this Amazon brand is home cooks and homemakers who strive to have less plastic and more natural products in their homes and kitchens and look to the beauty of bamboo when possible for products to fit their needs. They want high quality products that are built to last and don't have the harmful effects on the planet that other materials cause. The market definition then is the homemaker brand for planet-friendly and design-conscious individuals that believe quality and sustainability can be achieved with bamboo products. The brand promise is to deliver premium kitchen and home essentials that not only look good, but outperform their plastic counterparts while lowering their carbon footprint. And the reasons to actually believe this brand might say something like, we are a new generation of homemakers that believe in beautiful, natural bamboo products that upgrade the look and function of our homes. We meticulously research and test our products under the harshest of conditions to ensure that you get the best quality at an affordable price. Our products are all backed by a limited lifetime warranty. Those are some pretty solid reasons to believe this brand, right? They're basically saying that they test it, they're using it, and they're saying if you don't like it, we give you a guarantee. Remember what I said, people identify with brands. This means you have to make sure the brand resonates with the ideal client. So what does this brand look like on Amazon? Well, this brand is Bambusi. Now, I actually wrote all this information about their brand. This isn't actually like public information. I don't know this brand. I've never met them. They're not one of my clients or anything like that. But This is just a good way to get a really clear, wrap your head around the products and the brand. And you can see there, you can see what kind of products fit under their actual brand. Now, obviously they have an oil there for their bamboo, cutting boards and stuff. That's not made of bamboo, but it is for bamboo products. So everything fits within that bamboo product range. Now, remember what I said, people identify with brands. This means you have to make sure the brand resonates with the ideal client or the people who are buying for that ideal client. Once you do that, your brand will give you authority in your niche. Now let's put this into action. Using your passion around an interest or hobby, go ahead and create your mission statement. After that, you want to put your initial company vision down on paper as well. Then I want you to go ahead and create your brand positioning statement for your brand as well. Now, this all might be hypothetical for you right now, but it's going to help you focus and narrow down your search for products. If you are selling on Amazon right now, you need to have this so that you can create better listings, better images, better packaging, all that stuff. You need to actually do this so you can have higher conversion rates and so many other, added benefits. The good news is that I've built out a brand generator workflow spreadsheet that can help you quickly narrow down your scope so you can start finding products that will be within your knowledge base, appeal to you and your audience, and also give you more authority than using a software tool to help you find products. You can head to the link below to get your copy of the brand generator workflow. My question to you now is, what's stopping you from finding the products that you want to sell that will actually fit your ideal client based around a brand? If you got value from this episode, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below with your biggest takeaway or any questions you have. And if you want some great resources to help you start your Amazon business right now, make sure to check out the resources section under this video to get some free bonuses. I'll see you in the next video, and remember, you're always one great product away from changing your life.